Hey, this is Mitch from Castro Valley Fitness. How you guys doing? Hopefully you're having a great day. Today I want to talk about an exercise that's really important for the shoulders. Okay, probably the biggest complaint we have here is actually not back pain, it's shoulder issues that people have, okay? What I have found is that almost everyone that has shoulder issues has some kind of an issue with not necessarily the shoulder itself, but the way the movement is coming through your scapula, okay, your shoulder blade, your lat area, this area here. Most people, what they do is they wind up moving up here. They get a lot of this going on, not a lot of this going on. And that irritates the shoulder in a lot of different ways. So one of the exercises we do to kind of reinforce a good movement pattern and strengthen the muscles we want to strengthen is the row. Okay, so the exercise I'm going to show you today is a one-arm dumbbell row. We do a lot of different kinds of rows. The important thing to remember here is that even though the setup is going to be very particular to this particular row, any kind of row that you do, whether it's a band row, an inverted row, whatever it is, the mechanics of the movement are all going to be the same. The other thing to remember is what's really important is that you apply what you do when you're doing a row to how you move throughout your life, and that is going to help your shoulders. So for instance, if you're reaching for something on a shelf, you don't want to reach like this, you want to reach like this. Okay, keep that shoulder down, use your scapula. Okay, that's just one example. So let me get set up for that row and I'll show you what we're going to do. Okay, we're back. So here's how we're going to get set up for the row. Again, we're going to do a row that we're kind of leaning against a more an upright object. You can do this, again, a number of different ways. The setup is particular to this particular version, but the mechanics of the movement itself, this is really important, the mechanics of the movement itself span any kind of row that you're going to be doing. And again, we want to apply this to our life so that our shoulders stop hurting. Okay, so here's how we're going to get set up for the standard one-arm row. Going to take, you need a dumbbell for it. Going to stand up nice and tall. Take a big step back with the same side leg that we're going to row on. So I'm going to roll my right hand, my right arm. My right leg is going to take a big step back. Big step back, okay? So the difference, I'm going to go over a couple of mistakes I do this. Sometimes people don't step back enough and they wind up in this kind of position. So you notice I'm very upright. So when I row here, what's going to happen? I'm going to kind of shrug. I don't want to do any shrug, okay? So big step back, kind of lean into that bench. Notice this arm is pretty straight. I'm kind of leaning into the bench. The reason that I'm doing this kind of a row is so I can actually lean and get some support here. I'm going to reach for the floor with my right arm. So I'm not just going to let it hang. I'm going to reach for the floor a little bit, row back. So I'm going to show you the proper way to do this, and then we're going to go over some of the mechanics, okay? So that's the proper way. So I want you to notice when I'm doing that, what is moving and how is it moving? It's moving through my shoulder blade, my lat area, okay? One of the common things that will happen here is people will shrug and then pull back, okay? I don't want to see any upward movement. I'm going back, okay? So the ways I want to think about that are, number one, this is not an arm exercise, and the only thing my hand is doing is holding onto the dumbbell. My hand is not initiating the movement. The initiation of the movement is coming from the shoulder blade. So when I'm rowing, notice how far I can get back without even bending my elbow. I'm going from here to here, and my arm is still straight, and then my elbow just follows. Okay, what a lot of people will do is they start the movement with their hand. When they do that, they wind up here. So notice my shoulder isn't even moving. I'm just shrugging essentially in this position and then just pulling back, okay? That is what is going to irritate all these muscles you have going on in your traps and in your neck, which we do not want, okay? So the other thing that's going to happen with this version of the row is you notice how I'm kind of at a good angle. I'm about a 45 or so degree angle with the ground when I'm rowing back. I don't want to be any higher. Sometimes people, again, if they don't step back enough, they just get very upright. So how am I going to row here? Okay, the only way I'm going to actually bring this dumbbell in any kind of direction is right through there. Okay, and again, if you see this in this position here, this doesn't look very good. Okay, as opposed to this position here, where I actually look in good posture. Okay, so those are the kind of the basics of the row. Very important. The two things to really, a few things to really remember. Big step back, get a nice angle with the ground, shoulder blade pulls back and initiates the movement, And the other thing that's very important to remember here is I'm reaching for the ground a little bit here with my shoulder, not twisting my body, just reaching with that shoulder and then just pulling right against that. That's the movement we're looking for, okay? And again, you should feel this through here, not up here, okay? So that's the basic one arm row exercising, and there's a lot of different variations you can do on that depending on the angle that you want to use, the tool that you want to use, whether it's with a band or body weight or anything like that. The key is that, again, the movement itself does not change. It starts, initiates in that shoulder blade, pulls straight back. That is what's going to be very important if you do have shoulder issues. Trying to get out of this kind of posture or this kind of movement is going to be very crucial for you. So let me know if you have any questions. Hopefully this helped. Have a great day.